If you are over 50 and you eat a banana every single morning, there is something happening inside your body that most people never think about. And it's not obvious. In fact, on the surface, it looks like one of the healthiest habits you could possibly have. Soft fruit, natural sugars, potassium for the heart, easy digestion. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Your body after 50 does not process that banana the same way it did when you were 25. And that means something very simple, something millions of people do every morning, can quietly influence your energy, your hunger, and even your blood sugar stability throughout the day. Now, I want to be very clear from the start. This is not about fear, and it is not about telling you to stop eating bananas. It is about understanding what is actually happening inside your body, so you can make smarter choices after 50. Because by the end of this video, you will understand why your morning energy sometimes crashes for no reason, why you feel hungry again too quickly, and why a healthy fruit breakfast is not always as helpful as it seems, and more importantly, what you can do to fix it without giving up the foods you enjoy. For decades, bananas have been labeled as a perfect health food. Doctors recommend them for potassium. Nutritionists include them in balanced diets. Fitness experts call them clean energy. So naturally, millions of adults over 50 do the same thing every morning. They wake up, they grab a banana, and they believe they've started the day correctly. Because it feels light, it feels natural, it feels healthy. But here is where things start to shift in a way most people never realize. A banana is not just fruit. It is a fast-digesting carbohydrate source wrapped in fiber, vitamins, and natural sugars. And inside your body, especially after 50, that combination interacts with three major systems at once: your blood sugar system, your insulin response system, and your energy regulation system. And here is the key point most people miss. At 25, your metabolism is flexible. At 55 or 65, it becomes more sensitive. Not broken, not failing, just less forgiving when it comes to rapid sugar intake on an empty stomach. After 50, several biological changes begin to overlap. First, insulin sensitivity naturally declines. That means your body is slightly slower at moving sugar from your bloodstream into your cells. Second, muscle mass gradually decreases. And muscle is one of your biggest storage systems for glucose. Less muscle means less capacity to handle sugar efficiently. Third, your hormonal environment changes, especially in the morning. Cortisol, your natural wake-up hormone, is already elevated when you open your eyes. And cortisol raises blood sugar naturally to give you energy. Now combine all three: higher baseline morning blood sugar, slower insulin response, reduced muscle storage capacity, and then you introduce a banana on an empty stomach. What happens is not dangerous, but it is meaningful. Your blood sugar rises faster than it used to. Your body releases insulin to correct it. And a few hours later, you may feel tired, hungry, or mentally flat. And most people never connect that feeling to breakfast. They blame age, stress, or sleep. But often, it starts with what looked like the healthiest choice of the day. Let's go deeper inside the body for a moment. When you eat a banana, your digestive system breaks it down into glucose and fructose. Glucose enters your bloodstream and becomes immediate energy. Fructose is processed in the liver. Now, if this happens inside a balanced meal, the process is slow, steady, and controlled. But when a banana is eaten alone, especially in the morning, absorption becomes much faster. That means your blood sugar rises more quickly. Your pancreas responds by releasing insulin. Insulin then moves sugar into cells for energy or storage. But after 50, that system is slightly less responsive. So the whole cycle becomes less smooth. Not broken, just less efficient. And this creates a pattern many people recognize without understanding it. You feel energized, then slightly tired, then hungry again too soon. And your brain tries to explain it. I need coffee. I need another snack. My metabolism is slowing down. But in many cases, it is not metabolism failure. It is a fuel timing issue. Now here is something very important. Most people do not just eat bananas, they eat them alone. No protein, no fat, no buffering effect. Just fruit on an empty stomach. And often, a very ripe banana. And this matters more than people think, because ripeness changes everything. A less ripe banana contains more resistant starch, which digests slowly. A very ripe banana behaves much more like simple sugar. So now combine empty stomach, very ripe banana, and a metabolism that is less flexible after 50, and you get a predictable pattern. Fast energy rise, followed by a sharper drop, followed by hunger returning too soon. And then the cycle repeats. And here is the dangerous part. People assume this is normal aging, but often it is just breakfast structure. Now let's make this practical. You do not need to stop eating bananas. You just need to change how you use them. Because when paired correctly, bananas can actually support digestion, heart health, and stable energy. One of the most effective combinations is banana with protein, Greek yogurt, eggs, or cottage cheese. Protein slows digestion and stabilizes blood sugar. Instead of a spike and crash, you get steady energy that lasts longer. Another powerful option is banana with healthy fats, peanut butter, almonds, or walnuts. Fat slows gastric emptying. That means sugar enters your bloodstream more gradually, and your energy becomes more stable. Timing also matters more than most people realize. One of the best times to eat a banana after 50 is not immediately after waking up, but after a short walk, or mid-morning, or before physical activity. Because when muscles are active, they absorb glucose much more efficiently. That reduces stress on your blood sugar system and improves energy stability throughout the day. Now let's be very clear about something. Bananas are not the enemy. They are not harmful, and they absolutely can be part of a healthy diet after 50. But the key lesson here is this. Your body changes with age, and food timing becomes just as important as food quality. A banana is not good or bad. It is context dependent. And once you understand that, you stop fighting your metabolism and start working with it. Small adjustments, like pairing fruit with protein or fat, can make a noticeable difference in morning energy, hunger control, and midday fatigue. So here is the takeaway. If you are over 50 and you have been eating bananas every morning, thinking it is the healthiest possible habit, you are not doing something wrong. But you may not be getting the best result either, because your body is asking for a slightly smarter approach now. Not less food, not restriction, just better balance. And when you make that shift, even something as simple as a banana can feel completely different inside your body. If you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe, because here we break down real science-based health truths that actually matter after 50. Without myths, without confusion, and without fear. And I want to ask you something. Have you noticed changes in your morning energy or hunger as you've gotten older? Tell me in the comments below. I read them all.